Hi, and welcome to Rowlett on the Water on the Move. I'm Todd Gottell.
I'm Brian Funderburk.
This show is produced entirely by city staff and can be seen on Rowlett's own television network, RTN 16. You can also find us on our favorite YouTube channel by going to Rowlett Texas Video, all one word. And of course, Brian, your favorite website,
Rowlett.com.
for all your streaming video and past programs and council meetings and all the things we do in the city. Well, we have got a great program, but before we go to that, look at this amazing studio we're in.
Isn't this fantastic?
From very humble beginnings, starting, if you remember the days where we had the PowerPoint slides with the bad music kind of flipping through.
I do.
I'm sure you folks remember that as well. Well, we've got this amazing studio, and we have, of course, our amazing producer, Drew Rist, to thank for that.
You know, the man behind the curtain, Mayor, he has done such a fantastic job with this studio. He built it all by hand. We couldn't be more proud. This is going to be a fantastic venue for us to do this show.
Well, I'm really excited to be here today and really excited to get started. And we've got some big news to start with. So why don't you tell us about it, Brian?
Every year I present the proposed budget to the City Council and to the citizens of Rowlett. This proposal represents many hours of research, analysis, planning, and listening. As part of the fiscal 2017 budget, we have an exciting announcement to make. We are proposing to reduce the tax rate in 2017. With back-to-back increases in 2016 and 2017, we are in a good place to begin providing tax relief to Rowlett residents. Many projects that were about to start last year have now started and are going vertical. This is the right year to have this conversation, and we're excited about this proposal. Our citizens will have several opportunities to engage City Council with regard to the proposed budget and the tax rate. First, there is a scheduled workshop on August 23rd where the City Council will get more into the details of the proposal. Second, there are two formal public hearings on August 16th and September 6th. Finally, the City Council is scheduled to adopt the budget and the tax rate on September 20th.
Well, Brian, that is really great news. You know, this is something that we worked really hard to be able to do, and this is something that I think really, as you mentioned, is the right time to do it. We've got a lot of progress in Rowlett. We've had some increases on the assessment side, but mainly we really feel like at this point we have our projects under control and we have the direction that we want to go, and we're able to, to be in a position to be able to give a portion of that back.
Well, and Mayor, the truth of the matter is we want to make sure that that level of growth is sustainable before we start addressing the tax rate. And so what we can see out in the future based on projects going in today, we feel like there's a level of sustainability that will allow us to reduce the tax rate without worrying about having to increase that tax rate in just a year or two. So I think that puts us in the position to have this conversation.
Well, this is a great conversation to be able to have, especially with the citizens, to be able to have a conversation with City Council. You know, you and I have had these discussions, and I want the citizens to know that this was not an easy task. If you gave us $100 million tomorrow, we could spend $100 million because there are a lot of needs in the city. But there's a balance between how much is too much and how much can we handle at one time, and what's right for our citizens and what's right for our economy. And we believe at this time it's a real good opportunity to be able to give a small piece of that back.
Well, we should be very excited about it.
Well, I'm looking forward to the conversations. On May 9, 2015, a CIP bond election was passed by an overwhelming majority. On the ballot were three propositions worth $26.8 million that included a variety of streets, parks, and public safety projects. These projects are now underway across the city. One of those projects is the new slide at Wet Zone. Haley's Hurricane Twist is now open at the Wet Zone and has officially been given the stamp of approval from the first kids going down the slide that yelled, "Awesome!"
Here's another example of your CIP bond money at work. The first alley reconstruction project is now in progress. Lake Highlands at Lake Ray Hubbard, just south of the corner of Miller and Dow Rock Road. To view the full project list and the funding schedule, please visit us at Rowlett.com. You know, Mayor, I am so excited that these projects are finally kicking off. You know, ever since we had the bond election in May of 2015, there's been a lot of work behind the scenes for design engineering and for planning and for things like that. and now we're starting to see these projects come into fruition.
Well, I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, Brian, is when you go through this process, and just because you receive approval on the bond, it's different if I go and buy something and you're able to like call them up and they deliver it on the spot. But many of these projects, because they are custom projects, essentially. Some of the streets and roads, you don't buy a basic street and lay it in there. They are custom designed projects, and the needs are different in every neighborhood. Some need water and sewer and alleys and streets, and it's a big project. But through this whole thing, there's a design phase that you go through. And in some cases, it could take a year or more just to go through the design phase. And you don't think about a lot of things because I see surface stuff like the street and go, just put a new street in. You go, yeah, but the water line's bad. That has to be replaced. But you can't just replace the water line because the sewer line's down there. You got to make sure you tie into that, or you don't tie into that. And you got to make sure that the utilities are not impacted. And of course, we want to make sure that the residents are impacted in the most minimal way through this entire process.
You know,
so it's a big project.
That's a good point, Mayor, because I know in some of the projects we're going to do, for example, in the neighborhood where Woodside is, that project has to be staggered so that we're not shutting down the entire neighborhood at one time.
That's exactly right.
So you've got to do that, line it all out and make sure that all your citizens and residents in that area know, and then you can do the project smoothly and with the least amount of disruption in their lives.
Well, and candidly, Brian, some of these projects have actually been delayed slightly because of the tornado that went through. And there was a lot of discussion that we had about, and using the Woodside as an example, of we have homes that need to be rebuilt. So do we want to start that project while the homes are in the process of being rebuilt? Because the last thing we want to do is further inconvenience homeowners that are not living in the house because they want to get back in their house because it's being rebuilt. Yep. So there are a lot of things to consider when you're doing this. It is a long process, but and rest assured, we are working on it every day, and we are getting closer and closer. As you can see, with a lot of these projects starting to go vertical, piped in the or in the streets case, you see pipes being laid out and construction being started. And Brian, in other news, Rowlett has been ranked the #3 safest place in Texas for cities with population over 50,000. Almost 5 million Americans have moved to Texas in the recent years, and you can bet finding a safe community was at the top of their list. Just another reason why it's a great time to live in Rowlett. Way to go, Rowlett Police Department.
In keeping with the public safety theme, Rowlett Fire Rescue is now hiring. Do you have what it takes to join our team? Applications can be found at rowlett.com and can also be found on the Human Resources Department page. For any questions, please contact Alyssa Maxon at 972-412-6197 or AMAX0N at rowlett.com. That's AMAXON at rowlett.com.
If you've been downtown lately, you've no doubt seen the construction and experienced the detours due to the ongoing Village of Rowlett and Main Street construction. Good news, on August 19th, the detours will end. And of course, in other downtown news, Ryan, in other downtown news.
What downtown news?
Downtown, exactly what you're doing there, playing Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Have you seen the Pokemon? When I thought about this segment, the first thing I thought about in downtown news, I thought if I was going to be Pokemon. That's what I thought we were talking
Mayor,
about.
it has been crazy. It has been so crazy. We've had evenings where we've had 100 to 200 people downtown playing Pokemon, looking for these guys.
Well, it's a funny story. They have talked about the Pokemon craze. They said this has done more for children getting up out of the chair and exercise than all the hard work that Michelle Obama has put into her exercise programs, that they developed one app, over 7 million downloads so far, and people out out in the streets, walking around, running around. It's just amazing. I don't know if you've seen some of the YouTube videos, but I've certainly been downtown myself just to see some of the activity that we have going on there. And it was funny earlier, I think you showed me that, and it maybe hold up to the camera, but you were actually sitting at your desk, and
Yes.
and someone pulled the app up and actually showed a Pokemon in front
In my office.
in
on
your
my desk.
office.
Yeah, I
now,
know.
let me just say this: Brian is not letting you inside his office to get this Pokemon.
No,
okay?
no, we're not going to do that. Not going to do
But
that.
it's absolutely amazing how many kids have actually turned out. At any given time, at one point, I think we had over 100 kids show up in our downtown area walking around trying to collect Pokemon. So pretty amazing. So I can just imagine when Main Street's done, I kind of have a little bit of a vision, not with Pokemon, but when the restaurants are open, the apartments and people walking around downtown, how great it's going to be. So lots of good news going on here and a lot of fun for the kids right now.
I think it's time for our first commercial break, Mayor.
I think it is. And as we go to our first commercial break, let's take a look at some of the aerial views of the downtown construction. We'll be back after these messages.
Do you know where your water comes from? How it gets to you? How much you use every day? Think about it. The truth is, here in North Texas, water is one of our most precious resources, and it's hard to really appreciate something we get so easily, simply by turning on a sprinkler. In the summer, our outdoor water use more than doubles, and 50% of that water is wasted. We can't bring it back, but we can use less. Visit watermyyard.org for weekly alerts on when to water based on your local weather. When you know better, you water better.
We're gonna change the way we win.
You don't let anything, nothing, come between us.
We are team.
And welcome back. And if you can help give me a drum roll, please, because the Kids Kingdom Playground project is now officially open. You know, on Saturday, July 9th, we held a grand opening ceremony and invited the toughest critics to test out the equipment, and it passed with flying colors. If you haven't seen the playground yet, come down to Pecan Grove Park and check it out with your family.
Mayor, wasn't that fantastic?
It was
that
unbelievable.
whole thing, all those kids playing on all that equipment, they haven't had that opportunity in several years now. It's just amazing.
Brian, I've gotten more emails and messages on Facebook from individuals that have gone out to the park itself and said, over the top, so well done. And I mean, and their kids absolutely had a blast. And you know, people don't realize the level of detail and the amount of hard work and effort that went into this. You know, folks like Sabrina Martinson, the chair for the playground committee, Wayne Baxter, the head of our parks department, you know, Angie Smith in our parks area, and you know, Al in our parks, and all of the volunteers and the members that served on the playground committee itself. You know, they did an outstanding job, and people don't realize the detail that goes into a park like this. And
Well,
just
and
unreal.
not only that, Mayor, but the sheer hours and you know, call it the blood, sweat, and tears. We had people out there wielding hammers and physically getting engaged with it and volunteering. It was an amazing event just to build it. And now that it's done, it's just so much fun to watch.
Well, and special thanks to folks like Atmos and folks like Home Depot for bringing teams of people out. They're just an example of some of the hard work and effort by the corporations that showed up to help us build the park. And just an amazing, amazing feat. And everybody we talk to says they're having an absolute blast. From the playground surface that has that bouncy feel where the water runs right through it, to just the rock climbing that you have, the ability to go on the slides. And you know, Brian, there's even different types of slides that are out there. We have everything from the plastic slides, and then we have an aluminum slide. And somebody said to me, why did you put an aluminum slide in? You know, this is Texas, almost like we bought some canned product. And I said, you know, you don't realize that this fits children with different needs. And kids that have a cochlear implant cannot use a plastic slide. So the stainless steel, because of the static charge, so we have a stainless steel slide so they can experience the slide too.
Well, Mayor, and you bring up a good point. You know, this is one of the few truly handicap accessible playgrounds that I'm aware of in the area.
Yes.
And it's just absolutely fantastic that everybody can get out there and enjoy it.
And did you see I saw the merry-go-round, so if you're in a wheelchair, you can lock in and you can go on the merry-go-round just like everybody else. And of course, you know, I love the surface because there were a lot of seniors that had like walkers that were going through, and you couldn't do that, especially if you were on the mulch that they had before, because it was just unstable. This gives you a very smooth walking surface, plus it also is water resistant. The water runs right through it. We have a huge drainage field down there.
And Mayor, as I've seen, the zip line fits you perfect.
It's pretty cool.
Amazing.
It's absolutely, it's really, really cool. And so it's just a whole lot of fun for the entire family. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, it's in Pecan Grove Park. And like I said, it opened on July 9th. So come and join us for a lot of the fun.
The City of Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department is proud to announce the inaugural summer concert series. Come unwind and have some fun while listening to some of the area's best cover bands. In addition to some amazing tunes, the summer concert series will have food trucks on site offering up some tasty, awesome food. So make sure to come hungry.
I want you to want me. I need you to need me.
Hi, Rudy.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm fine. What are you singing?
Look at this cool studio, Brian. Is that just amazing?
It's an amazing studio.
I like the studio. What was your question? I'm sorry.
I said, what was you singing?
I was singing for the concert series. I'm practicing.
Oh, okay. So for the summer concert series.
Are
so
you going to let me go?
Well, you know what? You ought to go.
Can
and
I
you
perform?
ought to sing. Well, you ought to.
I would love to perform.
I think that would be fantastic.
Come on, throat. I want you to come on, sing along. I want you.
I don't sing.
Okay. Well, I'll keep practicing. I have a little ways to go, but I do okay. So I'm looking forward to going. Are you
All
going
right,
to bring me?
Rudy. I will be there. I will be there.
Can we say hi, Brian's mom? Hi, Brian's mom. How are you?
Hi, Brian's mom. Yeah, hi, Mom.
I know she likes to watch the show.
She
so
likes
I
the
say
show.
hi. Okay.
Hi. Okay, that sounds good.
All right. Well, I'll let you get back to the news now.
All right. Thanks, Rudy.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
It's time to let the dogs out once again. Join the Wet Zone and the Friends of the Rowlett Animals as we again host Doggy Swim Day on Sunday, August 14th at 4 p.m.
Hello, Brian.
Hello, Rudy.
Did you say let the dogs out?
Let the dogs out. That's right.
Ooh, let the dogs out. Brian. Brian.
Yeah. Well, you know
Ooh,
what?
let
You
the
sing
dogs out,
so
Brian.
well. I
Brian.
appreciate that very much. So the cost is $10 per dog. Humans get in free. Each dog will need the rabies tags or paper copies of vaccinations to participate.
And this
Rudy
year's-
has his.
That's
so.
right. And this year will be hosted by the Friends of the Rowlett Animals Shelter. Oh, Friends of the Rowlett, is that right?
Yes, Friends of the
Okay.
Rowlett
Friends
Animals,
of the
your
Rowlett
personal
Animal Shelter.
friends.
My personal
Yeah,
friends.
that's right. And all proceeds from the ticket sales will be used to assist animals in the Rowlett area. So, Rudy, I hope to see you there. You're going to have a blast.
Can I give a shout out to Dina? Hi, Dina. How are you? She's with Friends of the Rowlett Animal Shelter,
Yes,
Brian.
she is.
Okay.
Yes.
So, who let the dogs out? Brian.
Who?
Brian.
Who? No,
Who
it's-
let the dogs out? Brian. Brian. The city of Rowlett is
Who
encouraging.
let the dogs out? Who?
That's right.
Todd.
All right, well, back to the news. So the city is, I'm not encouraging you to sing it, okay? I got other things we need to encourage at this point. But the city is encouraging its citizens to share in their expertise, not in singing, but in insight as members of a board or commission. While the time commitment is minimal, it's an opportunity to really make a difference in your community. Detailed descriptions of every board and commission position and applications to serve are available at rowlett.com. Applications are also available in the city secretary's office at City Hall at 4000 Main Street. Applicants must be registered to vote, and the deadline for applications is Friday, August 26th.
All right, let's look at this public announcement on West Nile, and then when we come back, Mayor, then we're going to go over dates of interest.
Have you heard the buzz about West Nile virus? Protect yourself and your family from the mosquito bites that spread the virus. Use mosquito repellents when you go outside. When possible, wear long-sleeved shirts and pants. Remove standing water where mosquitoes breed. Most people who get West Nile virus don't feel sick, but it may cause serious illness. Fight the bite. Tell mosquitoes to buzz off.
The Rowlett Police Department is pleased to announce Citizens Police Academy. Classes will be held on Thursday nights from 7 until 10 p.m. You think you got what it takes? How about participating in our obstacle course that we must pass in order to become police officers? You will also have the chance to drive a police car and shoot a firearm at our firing range. We will also arrange for you to do a ride-along with an officer on patrol after you graduate. Registration, which is available to anyone who lives or works in the city of Rowlett and is at least 18 years of age, will begin on August 1st and will close on August 31st. If you are interested, you can pick up an application at the Rowlett Police Community Services Division, located on the second floor of the police building at 4401 Rowlett Road, or online at rowlettpolice.org. If you have any questions on how to enroll or about the class, contact me, Officer Chad Caldwell, at the following number, or email me directly and I'll get back to you immediately. I look forward to this upcoming Citizens Police Academy, and like I mentioned, we are about to make it the biggest and the best we've ever had. More hands-on, more excitement, and as always, stay safe, Rowlett.
I pledge
to pick up 10.
I pledge to pick up 10.
10 pieces of trash.
Every Tuesday.
10 pieces of trash every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Pledging to pick up 10 pieces of trash every Tuesday keeps trash out of rivers and lakes and keeps our Texas waterways clear, clean, and beautiful.
Make the pledge!
every Tuesday.
Make the pledge.
Make a difference.
10 on Tuesday.
Make the pledge.
Make the pledge. Make a difference.
Pledge today at reverselitter.com.
And Brian, like every other month, it's always a busy month. And this month is no exception. We've got city council meetings on August 2nd and 16th. We got the planning and zoning meetings on August 9th and 23rd.
Well, and Mayor, also, our city council budget workshop this year will be August 23rd, and that's an opportunity for council to really delve into the budget. 2 formal public hearings will also be held on August 16th and September 6th. And then finally, the City Council is scheduled to adopt the budget and the tax rate on September the 20th. So, yes, it's going to be a busy August.
Very, very busy, as usual.
As usual.
And of course, we have the Animal Adopt-a-thon at the Rowlett Animal Shelter. It's going to be held on Saturday, August 20th. So if you're thinking about adopting, please check out the shelter. I encourage you to do that. You can stop by the shelter anytime and see all the wonderful animals that we have. You know, we have dogs and cats, variety of different sizes, shapes, colors, and lots of different personalities. You got those that are active, you got those that just kind of want to lay there and hang out. And of course, and of course, to give a little plug for the cats, you can't go wrong with the cats.
No, you can't.
So, but it's a great opportunity to adopt.
And Flick and Float at the Wet Zone, it's going to be sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
Well, that's a whole lot of fun. And if you're not familiar with that, it's going to be held on Saturday, August 13th, starting at 8:30. And the movie is Remember the Titans. Just bring out the whole family, think about this, and enjoy a movie in the comfort of your lawn chair or a float.
Just float.
Just imagine that. You float along that lazy river area and hang out. And of course, it's free with your daily admission of $6 after 7 p.m. So it should be a lot of fun for the entire family.
And again, don't forget about the summer concert series with food trucks. I mean, why would you go? Food, music, every Friday night in August at Pecan Grove Park.
Should be a lot of fun. I'm going to check it out. You going to be there?
I'm going to be there.
Good. Well, in closing, we want to say thank you so much for, of course, watching the August 2016 edition of Rowlett on the Water, on the Move. A special thanks to our producer, Drew Riss, for all the hard work and effort. You've got this beautiful studio to thank for that, and of course this new format. We'd like to hear from you though. We'd like to know what you think, so please email us with your suggestions to the address below, and of course we want your comments. It's important, and we'll try to incorporate those into the show if we can.
Right. So any information, date, or story heard on this show can be found on my favorite website, Rowlett.com.
That's right, Rowlett.com.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook for the latest up-to-date information.
And Brian, we've also started the new Facebook page, Mayor of Rowlett, Todd Guttel - Mayor of Rowlett, for all the latest and news as well. So you go to the Rowlett City Government page as well as my page as well, and we're putting all the updates on there. Thanks to of course Denise Perrin for being able to do the updates on that. That has certainly been a huge blessing as well. But we're really here to try to keep you informed and with everything that's going on in the city, and we have a lot going on. So again, thanks so much for watching us. See you next time on Rowlett on the Water,
on the Move.